Welcome. Today I bring you the preview of the next chapter of The Ambassador's Daughter. Sanjar recalls his moments with Nair as he sinks into the water. Upon reaching the bottom, he tries to propel himself to the surface, while Akin takes Nair with him in the boat. Sanjar manages to get out and calls for Nair, but the boat is gone. Nair asks who was the one who hurt Sakar, telling them that they have left a child without a father. Akin shuts her up and asks her to come in. Nair angrily throws in his face that Sanjar did not kill him for Melik's sake, but that he has left his daughter orphaned. She angrily breaks a bottle and hits Akin with it while telling him that now he is going to be the one who dies. Akin asks her to leave him, but Nair tells him that all the women he has hurt have begged him, but he never cared, so she will not care about killing him either. Nair prepares to slit his throat, but the men in the boat interrupt her. Nair comes to her senses and says that her daughter is waiting for her, and that is why she will not go to jail for murder, but she will not allow him to come near them again. The men take Nair away, while Sanjar reaches a boat. From there he calls the rescuers, but no one answers. Sanjar finds a first aid kit and bandages his wound. Then he sees a diving vest, and with it he jumps into the water, trying to reach another boat, which he manages to start and drive to go in search of Nair, who is locked up crying and praying that Sanjar is all right. The boat where Nair is stops, so Akin asks the captain why. He replies that they are going to wait until night to continue and go to Greece. Geddes sees Melik, so he asks her what she is doing. Melik says that she was thinking that Sanjar is going to have another son and she was looking for a reason to forgive him. Geddes asks her if she will forgive him, so Melik says yes, and explains that Nair told her that she would not forgive Sanjar because two women cannot be in a man's heart, but that several children can be in the life of a man, so according to that she can forgive her father. Geddes asks her if that is why she will forgive him, but Melik says that she will only forgive Sanjar on the condition that he divorces Manek. Because if that happens, Nair will be able to forgive Sanjar too, because there would only be one woman in his heart, and then they would live, the three of them and her new brother, as a family. Geddes asks her if then her plan is to separate the baby from his mother. Melik says yes, but that Manek can go to see her son, as Sanjar does the same and even didn't meet him for 8 years. Geddes tries to encourage her and explains that maybe things won't go as she wants because Nair doesn't want to remake a family with Sanjar. Melik is saddened, so Geddes invites her to see Kavarek. Melik comments that maybe her parents are with Kavarek and asks if her mother will accept to become a family with Sanjar. Geddes tells her that they can go ask them, so they leave together. Manek looks nervously at Loki and remembers Elvan's warning, while Zara and Aisha help Kavarek. However, they both argue about what is best for him. Kavarek asks Elvan for help, so Elvan takes it upon himself to give directions to help Kavarek and asks Gulsier to keep an eye on Manek, as she was sneaking a peek at them and must be planning something. Gulsier obeys and follows Manek out of the house. Manek goes to talk to Yaya, yells at him and threatens him, ordering him to fire Loki. Yaya asks him why, but Manek says that's none of his business, and if he doesn't do it, she'll tell Elvan everything he does at work. Gulsier hears everything and Yaya obeys and calls Loki, so Manek smiles in satisfaction. Gulsier runs to warn Elvan that Manek has ordered Yaya to fire Loki by threatening to reveal something. Elvan angrily asks where Yaya is, so Gulsier tells him that Yaya took Loki and that he is going to fire him, so Elvan goes to see him. Yaya throws Loki out of the mansion, but Elvan arrives and asks Loki to go back to work. Then stops Yaya, who is in the car. He asks her what she is doing. Elvan tells him that she already knows about Menex's threat and asks him what he is hiding from her. Yaya pretends not to understand anything. Elvan asks him if he is stealing money from the companies, warning him not to make any more mistakes with Sanjar. Yaya asks her what she is going to do to him. Elvan replies that she will make him pay for all the mistakes he has made. So Yaya throws her in his face that he has not reproached her for her faults, and they remember the dinner where it was discovered that Elvan is sterile. Elvan is saddened. Halise listens to them and Yaya leaves. Elvan goes to Halise and tells her that it would be better for her to get rid of a defective woman too and get a daughter-in-law who can bear children. Geddes arrives, so Elvan dries her tears and welcomes them. Geddes says he has gone to see Kavarek. Halise is glad and says Kavarek will be very happy to see him. Geddes asks her if it is that Kavarak woke up. Halise says yes and asks him if Sanjar did not tell him. Geddes replies that Sanjar did not tell him anything. Melik asks to see Kavarak. So Elvan asks her to go with Halise while she talks to Kavarak. Melik accepts, so Elvan asks Halise to keep an eye on Minek so she doesn't bother Melik while she sees Kavarak. Halise accepts and leaves with Melik. Geddes asks Elvan what's up. Elvan asks to go to a more private place, so Geddes asks her if it's about Sanjar and Nair. Since they left suddenly in the morning, Elvan doesn't answer and leaves, so Geddes follows her. Sanjar keeps looking for Nair and manages to see a boat in the distance, so he is glad to have found them. Elvan makes sure no one overhears them, while Geddes asks him not to repeat the topic of his feelings for Nair. Elvan tells him that he didn't want to talk about it. Geddes then asks him what it is about. Elvan tells him that it is about Yaya, as apparently he is doing something forbidden at work and fears that it is about theft in the company's accounts. So he asks him to solve the problem without Sanjar knowing about it, since Sanjar and Yaya have already had many problems. Geddes asks him for more explanation about it. Elvan tells him that Minek threatens Yaya to tell what he does at work, and that Yaya obeys all his orders out of fear. So he asks Yaya if it is something about theft and he does not deny it. Then Geddes remembers the time he saw Dudu with Yaya and realizes that it is infidelity and not theft. Elvan asks him to arrange everything without Sanjar knowing anything and Geddes agrees. Elvan leaves and Geddes calls Yaya to request a meeting with Dudu. Yaya asks him why. Geddes just tells him that he needs them in a few hours and hangs up. Elvan arrives with coffee for Geddes. He asks if Sanjar went to see Kavarak, but Elvan says Sanjar hasn't gone even though she gave him the news in the morning. Geddes comments that in the morning Sanjar and Nair left in a hurry, so they both worry that something happened to them. Geddes asks him to call them, so Elvan does, but Sanjar's phone is off. So Geddes calls Nair, but Salen has his phone. Karaman yells at him for not getting rid of it and starts devising a plan to send messages posing as Nair so that the search for Sanjar and Nair will not start so soon. Salen comments on Sanjar's death, having jumped into the sea to save his beloved and being shot. Karaman complains about Sanjar. So Salen realizes that Nair's kidnapping was not only for Akin's money but also a revenge towards Sanjar. Karaman says that Sanjar died and couldn't even suffer for Nair. He tells Salen that they must get rid of the evidence and that he must obey him, as they need to find someone to frame and buy time so that the search for Nair and Sanjar doesn't start. And so we end this preview. Until next time.